Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft, joined as always by Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, a fresh week ahead of us here in the greater West Bloomfield area and plenty of exciting things ahead in our four communities.
Per usual, Tyler, you already know, man, I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. First things first, woke up this morning, so we got a new day with new opportunities. My family's doing good. I'm employed, doing what I love. I'm looking forward to spreading some good vibes today. What's going on, Tyler?
Yeah, we're going to have a good week over here in the greater West Bloomfield area. It is a busy week in greater West Bloomfield, and that really kicked off with the excitement over the weekend. Keego Harbor spent the weekend out on the links celebrating a brand new amenity that has come its way in one of our local parks. Our reporter, Jake Schaff, has more.
There's nothing better than enjoying a nice sunny day out on the golf course. But whoever said golf could only be played with balls? This past Saturday, the city of Keego Harbor unveiled their long-awaited disc golf course right here at Baxter Morgan Park, providing another unique way to help bring the community together and to have a lot of fun along the way.
The grand opening here of the Baxter Morgan Disc Golf Course is essentially just to let everyone know that it is here and available for use. Just kind of introduce it to people. It's a great sport to get out and walk for the whole family. And so kind of just letting everyone know that we've installed a course here makes it easy for locals to come out and play. You know, it's a good stepping stone to get into the sport. And so kind of here in Michigan, disc golf is a passion of many. And so kind of introducing that and getting more people involved, getting more people courses of different calibers, that they see that, you know, there is an interest in this area, and we can get the youth involved and kind of develop those talents that are out there.
It's been in talks for a while. Mostly it's been coordinated by our Parks and Rec group, our Parks and Rec committee. Total volunteers. I know a lot of large communities have a full-time staff for their Parks and Rec department. We're a small city, you know, less than a square mile and under 3,000 people, so we rely on volunteers a lot. So I really got to give a lot of credit to Kirsten Douglas and her crew of volunteers, because they drove this with a lot of support from some of the business owners in the community and people in the disc golf community.
How has it been to see the community and the families enjoying the course here today?
It's pretty surreal, actually. The process has been somewhat grueling, the ordering the baskets and then that taking an extreme amount of time. But to hear the chains in the background and to hear people talking and having fun and to see people on multiple holes at a time is really something special, at least for an enthusiast like myself. But to see people enjoying it and then they know it's here for them, I expect we'll see a lot more of this.
The best usage of this course, other than small ace race events, is to have your lunch break. So if you live in this area, Keego Harbor, and you say, hey, I just want to get a disc or two and just go play for like 30 minutes. If you live in this area and you like disc golf, bring in 2 discs, just throw throw them at the tee pads because each hole is maybe 100, 150 feet. So it's really short, it's really easy, and you can go really fast and have some good physical activity.
What do you hope this course ultimately brings to the city of Keego Harbor?
I just a way for community members to interact with each other and have fun. It'd be nice to spend some time in the park, go to a couple restaurants afterwards, and enjoy the community. We've got public swim sites they can go to in the summer after they play, around out here. It's a 9-hole course. It just really engaging the community, getting some participation from people in the community, and really just having fun.
There's nothing better than seeing these families smile. I certainly had a lot of fun here today, and I guarantee that you will as well. So the next time you're in the area, take a stop by Baxter Morgan Park, as it's a great way to pass the time and an even better way to enjoy these warm summer months we've got coming up ahead. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Appreciate the story, Jake, and really great to see the course now in full swing, all 9 holes set up over there, Kevin. It's something we've been hearing about for a while, and while these nets have been up for a few weeks now at this point in full, that celebration really at the perfect time. Beautiful day on Saturday. Lots of people showed up there, and certainly going to be a big attraction in Keego Harbor at Baxter Morgan Park.
Excuse me. And for our listeners who may not be watching on Civic Center TV, we had some people throwing a Frisbee in the most unconventional ways that I've seen. That would probably be me, Tyler, the Happy Gilmore of disc golf. I'll probably be throwing a boomerang instead of a Frisbee, but go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead and see even more information, learn even more about the disc golf course, kind of the story behind it. Really interesting, this partnership that kind of developed from Kirsten and other members of the Parks and Rec Committee in Keego Harbor going to another event in Keego Harbor with the organization that helped install their nets at Baxter Morgan Park that built that partnership. They took some Parks and Rec funds to add some new amenities, new attractions, get people out to the parks, especially now that we're in the peak season for people getting out and about in the heart of the lakes. A lot of volunteer efforts went into that, Kevin, and we're going to be celebrating our volunteers all throughout the week, including the highlight of this week, arguably, is going to be Friday, May 10th at 7 a.m. at Temple Israel. All eyes will be on the Michigan Week Community Awards Breakfast this year, celebrating with their theme, Volunteers Make the World Go Round. Now, registration for this event to attend has long since closed at this point, but you are welcome to join us live right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM from Temple Israel at 7 a.m. on Friday. Recently, we had Carol Hack, one of the co-chairs of the Michigan Week Committee, join us to explain why it's important for us to celebrate our volunteers in this way and what is at the heart of the volunteer spirit in Greater West Bloomfield.
People who volunteer their time to whatever their desires are should be felt valued by the community. So that's a big reason why we get together 300 people to recognize all these wonderful people that we have in this community. But that's not the real reason they volunteer. They do it because it comes from their heart, because they want to help others who are in need. It does not always have to be organized driven. So like I said, it could be an individual child, it could be an individual adult who will come into the schools and read to the children. Rotary Club does that on a consistent basis, but the PTOs do that too. So those people can also be recognized. And it can be any idea that an individual has that he or she feels helps the greater good of another person or another organization.
And Kevin, that's an impressive thing about what a lot of these volunteers do. We'll hear about a lot of their stories kind of briefly on Friday, but we'll have a chance to talk to them more after the event and beforehand as well. Is that a lot of these are just little ideas they have of something they think might be helpful, but turns out to be something really impactful on the community. And that's a big reason why we celebrate them.
Absolutely. And we highlight this all the time, specifically me as adults. With so much going on, so many priorities, for you to take time out of your day to volunteer to someone. You don't always get recognized for your volunteer work either. And for someone to recognize you for that and just highlight the work and the effort that you put towards it, it's well deserved. Like I said, volunteer time is very, very precious time. Time in general is, so they deserve all of the recognition.
And a lot of our volunteers, they don't do what they do for the recognition, but ultimately,
No.
and even Carol
No.
said this, we'll hear from her in a moment, what she had to say about just what that moment when they receive an award like this, when they show up to an event like we'll have on Friday at the Michigan Week Awards and see all these people, both that they've impacted directly in their community and others that are impressed with the work that they've done from other communities. When that moment hits, it really does have an impact on our volunteers.
When you see the faces of volunteers receive their awards, that says it all, actually. When we're on the stage or when we're, some of us are, some of us aren't, but you see them walk up and receive their award, especially when they've invited their whole family. Sometimes they invite friends, they invite neighbors, but it makes no difference, young or old. Just the fact that you're recognizing this person for being the person that they are and giving back what they have in their hearts to the community.
The entire Michigan Week Community Awards celebration will be broadcast live on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, as well as on our Facebook page. Go to our website, civiccentertv.com, for even more. Kevin, in the prettiest little city in Michigan, the day after Michigan Week, perhaps a little bit of motivation for people to get involved in Sylvan Lake. They'll be holding a special event on Saturday in Sylvan Lake, a tree planting event, way people can get involved. They're partnering with this organization called Relief Michigan, which helps communities across our area plant new trees throughout their local area, which helps to benefit, of course, air quality, reduce flooding, increase property values. And hey, when these trees do develop and they grow, it's a little bit of shade this time of the year that can be really helpful, especially in our communities as people are out and about in an active community like Sylvan Lake. So here's how they can get involved. All they got to do is go to Relief Michigan, RELEAF, Michigan.org/RSVP. There is a sign-up option in their fill-out form for the May 11th event in Sylvan Lake. They'll sign you up to volunteer, and then all you got to do beyond that is show up at 8:45 at 2460 Garland in Sylvan Lake for check-in, a little bit of refreshments, get ready, a little bit of discussion on what's going to be happening throughout the community as they plant these new trees and set a new era in Sylvan Lake with these trees that will be there for probably long beyond all of us in Sylvan.
And that's how you leave a legacy, Tyler. Something like that. You leave something on this earth or something here that's going to be here well beyond when you are. And planting a tree is one of the ways that you can actually do that. So I feel like that's one of many different ways and incentives to kind of get you up and motivated to do something like that. You'll forever be able to drive past and say, hey, I planted that tree 30, 40 years down the line or whatever the case may be. So I think it's a great thing for the community to get involved with. But who am I? Just someone who advocates for volunteering and helping out the community. I don't.
Yeah, reliefmichigan.org/RSVP to sign up for that event and leave a mark on the city of Sylvan Lake over the weekend, Kevin. Now, closer to home here in West Bloomfield, closer to our studio in West Bloomfield, earlier this month, we recognized even more people making an impact in our community at the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Youth Recognition Awards. Now, those are now playing on Civic Center TV. You can look at our website for all the replay times, find it on demand, and celebrate all the different kids and their special projects in our communities and the way that our kids are really inspiring the next generation of people making a positive impact on Greater West Bloomfield and beyond. All the special moments are highlighted accomplishing the kids, but there are a couple of additional special moments that you'll want to also tune in to see even more of. One of them was announcing the inaugural recipients of the Rachel Akesian Scholarship. We had Kelly Heyer we had members of West Bloomfield Youth Assistance on our program earlier this year to talk about the scholarship, but Kelly talked about it, kind of the origin of the scholarship and a little bit about Rachel Akesian and what made her such an important member of the team at West Bloomfield Youth Assistance. Here's what she had to say.
Rachel passed of cancer several years ago now, and while she was doing work for youth assistance, she never left her position. She was so hardworking, and she worked right until her very last days. And that speaks a lot to her commitment to what we do here at Youth Assistance. And her husband wrote me something to read to all of you. So here we go. Here's what Steve Akesian shared tonight to be read. I, Steve Akesian, would like to thank West Bloomfield Youth Assistance for recognizing my late wife and the West Bloomfield Office Administrator with this Changemaker Grant and Scholarship Award program. he continued to share, "This award was modeled after Rachel's values, which she lived during her time as a parent in West Bloomfield. Rachel was a very active parent and community organizer. Steve, her husband, used to call her the philanthropy department of their family."
You can find even more information on the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Youth Recognition Awards, how you can get involved, how you can get your kids involved next year at wbyouthassistance.org. And, of course, the full celebration, the full awards ceremony is available on demand right now as we speak on civiccentertv.com. Kevin, kids getting involved in even more cool stuff from the West Bloomfield School District over the weekend. A Division I competition in mathematics, the Math Pentathlon, hosted by Walled Lake Northern High School. Got students, parents, volunteers all involved in some friendly competition and a whole lot of learning. Really impressive stuff. You're seeing kids of all different ages, but particularly highlighted here in these pictures on civiccentertv.com are our elementary school students making some impressive moves, learning their mathematics in the classroom and then applying them in some friendly competition here in Oakland County.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. When probably all the way through high school, math was my favorite subject. So I'm gonna start there first and foremost. But then you got into a math pentathlon. Never heard of that. So maybe I'm not that smart when it comes to math. But I will say I love that they are doing math type of games and projects and groups and things like that for these students. I love it. I was part of academic games coming up. I don't know if it's still going on, but I remember academic games, and I love academic type games, things that kind of get you thinking on a creative way, but still on an academic level, of course. So math being a great important part of STEM. I love this. I love to see this, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, really cool stuff from our kids in the elementary school level. We know that this connects so much to a lot of what they're learning in the classroom, what they apply with their STEAM learning, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. That extra A for arts added into the STEM education in the West Bloomfield community, and for good reason too. That math competition turns into a love for so many other things that help these kids get ready for successful student careers and for careers after they're done in the West Bloomfield School District. And a lot of that, Kevin, connects back to our teachers in the classroom, developing new ways to teach these different methods, these different concepts, and make them fun as well. This week, the West Bloomfield School District is celebrating a Teacher Appreciation Week in the West Bloomfield School District. So, as you're out and about this week in the schools, maybe dropping off your kids, picking them up at the end of the day, or at some of the school events that will be happening all throughout the week, give your teachers and other educators a big thank you, maybe even a high five, a handshake, a fist bump, whatever it is, to say your appreciation for the work they've put in as we're getting toward the end of the 2023-2024 school year. In addition, on Facebook at West Bloomfield Schools, you'll see a post with this image: "Real heroes don't wear capes, they teach," from the West Bloomfield School District. WBSD.org, another great place to go to learn more information about all of our student and educational programs in the West Bloomfield School District. And maybe, hey, get in contact with your kid's teacher and thank them for all the impact they've made on your kids in this school year, Kevin. No better time than now to thank our teachers for their service.
Man, Tyler, as you were talking, man, I'm sitting up here literally running through my head like I want to name one of my favorite teachers that I feel like made the biggest impact in my entire life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's so many. I don't think I can name one. There's so many, a couple at the elementary, middle, and high school level. But overall, man, I appreciate all of my teachers, the ones that challenge me. You never appreciate the teachers that challenge you when you are in school. But I promise you, when you get out, you like, wow, they really have my best interest at heart in some cases. But, we appreciate the teachers.
Yeah, our teachers work hard all throughout the year. We think about summer vacation. It really is in quotations for our teachers. They're working either in other capacities, continuing to educate kids over the summer. They're preparing their lesson plans for the year. They're going through professional development. That is also a time of the year that they are working. They just get a little bit of relief by not being in the classroom day by day. So again, give your appreciation, West Bloomfield Schools on Facebook, wbsd.org for even more. So we talk about a legacy of service in the greater West Bloomfield area. Recently in Keego Harbor, a special announcement of a fond farewell from Police Chief John Fitzgerald at their April City Council meeting. Not only a fond farewell, but a fond response as well from the community. Here's the moment.
I just want to say it's been an honor serving the people living in, working in, and visiting Keego Harbor. It truly has been an honor to be here doing this. Like I said, it's not my goodbye yet, so I'll see you guys next month.
When he said next month, that of course means this month, May, the final month of his service to the city of Keego Harbor. He has, of course, said that he'll be helpful in the city's search for a new chief. However, they may ask him to do so. But we have a chance now to talk with the chief himself. Chief John Fitzgerald from the city of Keego Harbor joining us as he prepares for what is now his final month at the helm as the chief of the police department in Keego Harbor. Chief, now your career spanned long before you came to Keego Harbor. You had most of your career actually in the Southfield Police Department, retired there, and then shortly after came to Keego Harbor as their police chief. What prompted you initially to want to serve again in the local community, but this time come to a smaller community, albeit in the city of Keego Harbor?
Well, I'd retired from Southfield, and I had almost a year off. During that time, my wife had been ill, and thank God everything came out all right with that. And just as we found out that was going to be okay, I was contacted by Chief George over at Orchard Lake PD, and he told me about the possible opening at Keego Harbor. And I looked at it and thought it'd be a great little community to come and work in. I'd worked in a much larger one with Southfield for 29 years before that. And I thought it'd be nice to have a smaller community where more people might know you and you'd know them. And I applied, and I have to thank the city council at the time. That city council and city manager, Linda Vole, Mayor Yoder, councilpersons Newberry, Meebrod, Kelman, and Fletcher, they all put their trust in me, hired me in, and it's been 6.5 pretty good years of working here.
And let's talk about that too, because as you mentioned, you went from a somewhat larger police department in Southfield into a very close-knit, smaller community in Keego Harbor. And with that, you got to kind of take, I would imagine, a different approach to policing because it is a community where everybody knows everybody, every part of that community is connected. And how did that sort of lead the way that you led the Keego Harbor Police Department over these past several years?
Well, I learned a lot from the guys that were already here, the guys that had worked in this community and knew the people. And my job was to pick up on what they were laying down for me, because you can't walk into a new place and just start going, hey, this is not like my old place, and changing things without seeing what's working and what might not be working. So I did a lot of listening to the guys I was working with here, the officers, and they did a great job of coaching me along for Keego Harbor. And then to meet the business people and the residents around the city, they've all been very welcoming during the time that I was here.
And you mentioned earlier on, Chief Joe George, former longtime police chief in the city of Orchard Lake Village, was the guy that kind of tipped you off to this job opening up 6 years ago when you did apply and you did ultimately end up being named as the chief of police in Keego Harbor. As you reflect on those years, what do you hold closest from the city of Keego Harbor? What's been your favorite element of serving this community?
I think it's just the people of the city. Getting to know them, coming definitely from an outsider. I didn't know the boundaries and borders of Keego Harbor before I looked into it as I was applying. It's just someplace you kind of drove through, but you didn't realize you were really in it before you were out of it. And the best part's been getting to know the people that are here.
Chief John Fitzgerald with us from the city of Keego Harbor. He announced his retirement earlier on this month. He'll continue on with the Keego Harbor Police Department at least through the month of May. More information can be had on the search for his successor and going forward with the Keego Harbor Police Department on KeegoHarbor.org. And also you can keep up to date with the Keego Police Department on Facebook at Keego Police. And Chief, as you mentioned at the City Council meeting earlier on this month, you're going to be sticking around for a little bit. The retirement isn't immediate, but as as the city approaches looking for your successor, and you offered your You offered your advice and consultation in that also at the city council meeting. What advice do you have for the next chief that comes in, whether from inside or outside the Keego Harbor Police Department, on what it takes to be a really, really solid police chief for the Heart of the Lakes?
My piece of advice to him, because the city council and the city manager is going to look for somebody that they can appreciate, but my advice is to be ready to be open to listen to your community and hear your community. Give them an opportunity to talk to you. Go out and about. I try to get out in the patrol car and drive through the neighborhoods and stop and talk to people that are raking the leaves, cutting the lawn, stop in the different businesses in the city and say hello. Community-oriented policing is kind of, I know it's a word you just toss out there, but it's not. It's really getting out there and knowing your people, because this is the kind of city that our officers and the chief is going to want to know who's here, who belongs here. You go down a street and you see a car that really doesn't belong there. It's in the wrong place, but you know that because this is your city you've been working in. You know the people that are here. If people are wandering between the houses and you know they're not from the neighborhood, and you also develop a relationship with the people here that are willing to call you. I know so many citizens in this city have the direct phone numbers for our officers and for myself, and I'll get calls directly from people before they'll call dispatch for something, and I'm happy to give advice and direct them in the right way anytime they do give me a call. But I'd say it's the best. Be open, and hopefully the chief will come from a place that already appreciates that kind of work. And when I was in Southfield, we had that with a community citizens group that I worked a lot with and really got to know them. And even though it was a much bigger city, that's the kind of thing that helps, is getting to know your people.
And we know that the people of Keego Harbor very much do appreciate their officers and appreciate their chief. John Fitzgerald with us, the chief of the Keego Harbor Police Department, as he approaches his retirement coming up in May after several years of serving as the chief of police in the city of Keego Harbor. You had mentioned at the city council meeting, it's kind of that perfect time to hang up your badge and move on to retirement. Your wife is retiring. You're now retiring right alongside with her. What are you looking forward to the most in your retirement?
I think our time together, I just have to say I appreciate my wife's support and my daughter's support for my entire career. I was a police officer before I met them, but once they came into the picture, and for the last 30 plus years, their support for me through the weekends and the midnights and the afternoon shifts and the being called in because of being on a narcotics team and being called in on the SWAT team, holidays, working, the support of my family has been what's made this job even more enjoyable, and being able to do it properly because of their support. Now I'm looking forward to spending some more time with them, traveling. My daughters don't live in the area now, and so we're going to travel to see them. We're going to do other traveling where we kind of have a travel bug of different places we want to visit. So I think that's our first thing to start with, and I'm going to try and get good at golf. We're not sure if that'll happen, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Hey, plenty of time to get some practice in and get better over the years out on the links. Chief, thank you so much for your time, and of course, congratulations on a stellar career in law enforcement.
Oh, thank you, Tyler. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the people of Keego Harbor, the ones especially that were at that last city council meeting, the unexpected round of applause I got. I thank them. I'm humbled by what I've heard from people since I've announced that I'm retiring, what they've been telling me. I'm just humbled and thankful for a great career that I've had.
And we are thankful for that great career over these past several years. He's been serving here in the city of Keego Harbor as their police chief. KeegoHarbor.org is the place to go for more information. Their upcoming city council meeting is coming up just a week from Thursday on May 16th. Your last chance, perhaps, to say your thanks to the chief on the record if you want to go to that meeting. I'd imagine, Kevin, now that announcement's been out there for a while, that we're going to have even more thank yous coming in for the chief over the next few weeks. A beloved figure in the city of Keego Harbor, and for good reason.
Yeah. For like we always mention, the fact that you spent so many years, so much time, hard work, effort behind doing what you felt is your calling. in one place, and and feeling like you've done it. You've done your job, and you've gotten the praise and the accolades from the community. It's a great thing. I could only imagine what it feels like to reach retirement after doing what you love for so long, man. Goals, man, goals. So congratulations again to Chief Fitzgerald.
Yeah, kind of that theme today on our program so far has been service, and he's certainly provided a great service to our community and inspired our officers in Keego Harbor as well. On another note, man. Kevin, there's a certain point where spring starts to feel like it's summer, and one of the calling cards of that is when we start to see those summer concert series coming back. And in West Bloomfield, not only will there be concerts this summer for the adults, but there's plenty of music ahead for the kids as well with West Bloomfield Parks.
Pour La Babies is for the kids, Tyler. And I love doing things for the kids, man. Me being a parent myself, we got to do things to keep these kids engaged, keep them they have so much energy. Trust me, I know. Give them any and every excuse to get out, play, run around, whatever the case may be. And now we have the Kids Commotion concert at WB Parks that will be starting up very, very soon. And joining the Splash Live to give us more of those details, we have WB Parks Marketing and Communications Manager Megan Tahako joining the Splash. Thank you so much for joining us, Megan.
Good morning, Kevin. Great to be here.
Absolutely. Per usual, we love having you here, telling us all about the good things going on at West Bloomfield Parks. Now we have the Kids Commotion concert series going on at Marchbank Park. Can you tell us a little bit more about what we are expecting from this event series?
Sure. So the Kids Commotion concert series is one of our favorite annual traditions here in West Bloomfield. It's been going on for many years. We'll be kicking off our first concert next Thursday at 5 p.m. and it takes place out at Marchbank Park. And the series includes 3 concerts throughout the summer. So there will be one in May, another one in June, and another one in August.
Nice. I'm just thinking of all the songs that my son has me listening to on a very consistent and frequent basis. I'm just thinking about the repetitiveness of it, but the kids are going to love this. I can just imagine just going out there, being around other kids, having a chance to be outside, run around. And it's not even just about music. We have a few other things going on too. Can you just talk about other activities, attractions that you all have planned outside of just music?
Sure. So the series is great. It's completely free. You can come. You don't have to register. You can just show up with your family, your friends, and there's all kinds of things to do. So our event partner, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, will be hosting a free craft station. The Optimist Club of West Bloomfield will be there selling some food, some snacks, ice cream, different things. And they use that as a fundraiser to help support their programs that support the youth in our community. And then there will be a variety of free inflatables for the kids to enjoy. There's a few different sizes. So there's some for the little kids and there's some for the slightly older kids. And then we also have a fairy tale character that will be roaming around the audience, interacting with the kids, taking pictures, just having some fun engagement. So at our first concert, we have the Snow Queen coming.
The Snow Queen. Oh, that is perfect time. The Snow Queen's coming during the spring and the summer. What a spectacular visit we are expecting. You talked about a lot of different things, Megan. First and foremost, I just have to be random and immature and ask this. When you say the inflatable for the big kids, do you mean like big kids or do you mean like a certain age? Let's just make some clarification there.
I mean, like the ages 5 to 7, probably.
Oh, Megan, where's mine? Okay, I'm joking. No, this is for the kids, so we appreciate that. But you also spoke on the fact that there's different sizes inflatables for the different kids. That makes me think that you and your department are thinking about safety, thinking about consideration. Let's get into safety. How are you all ensuring safety for all kids and all people involved when it comes to this event?
Sure. So all of our inflatables are staffed, whether it's from us or we partner with Oakland County Parks to offer a lot of our inflatables. So they're never on their own. There's always a trusted adult watching and making sure that they're being safe while they're in those inflatables because they are really fun, but there is, some risk involved, certainly. And then we always partner, with the police department. They come to all of our major events just to check in with families, interact with them. It's a great opportunity for them to get to know the families in our community. So they're always welcome to come to any events, and they almost always show up. So we're always happy to have them there as a added presence at our large community events.
Exactly. You said it the best too. And I just want to put a reminder out there, or not even a reminder, to let everyone, socks are required for the bounce houses. So make sure, even if you show up flip-flops with no socks, bring some socks so that your kids can jump and enjoy the inflatable bounce houses. Join us right now on the Splash Live, talking a little bit more about Kids Commotion Concert Series at WB Parks. We have Marketing and Communications Manager Megan Tahako joining us, telling us everything that has to do with this. But you just touched on something that I feel like we need to highlight a little bit more, right? And we always have to talk about this, Megan. The importance of these type of events for the community. Now, I want to say this because WB Park specifically puts on a lot of different events, right? Different age groups, different people, different, interests and things of that nature. So now we're focusing specifically on the youth. So just talk about the importance of throwing events like this for the youth within the West Bloomfield community.
I always enjoy these types of events because you can see just neighbors, schoolmates, all kinds of people that know each other outside of the park, coming together or just bumping into each other. And there really is such a sense of community here. And it's just great to really see those interactions and little kids, which this event definitely is kind of tailored towards. They make everyone their friend, right? So it's so cute to see the kids toddling around. They'll go up to families they don't know and, introduce themselves by just sitting down on their blanket or, wanting to play with some toys they might have over there. So there is some just organic, friendship making that happens at this type of event, which is really cool too.
I got kind of a random question. It's not random like that, but what you just saying, that just made me think, anything memorable has ever happened at one of these kids commotions events that you can think of? Like, was you just talking about, people sharing blankets? Those are just great moments that we want, people interacting with strangers or just, reconnecting with people within the community. Any other memorable moments within these kid commotions that you can think of?
I wouldn't say like a specific memory necessarily. One of my favorite parts is the entertainers that we bring in are really tailored to working with children. And so they really get the kids up and moving and dancing and interacting with each other. And there's just nothing cuter than seeing, 1 to 3 year olds dancing, because they just have the goofiest like dance moves. And so that's always my favorite part, is these entertainers really just get all the kids down on the stage and they're all dancing and doing all kinds of goofy things. And it's just really, really fun to watch.
Absolutely. And that's just like you said, it's about bringing the community together, the residents, the patrons, the people who work for the city and for the parks also. Just to highlight also the concerts, and you correct me if I'm wrong, they will proceed in light rain, but cancellations will be announced on social media channels if necessary, correct?
That's correct. Yep. So we'll try our very best to have the event. If it's raining a little bit, we'll just tell people to pack their umbrellas and their raincoats.
Yeah.
Certainly, if there's any type of lightning, thunder, unsafe weather conditions.
Oh yeah, we're out of there. Yeah, for sure. And we will notify the community well ahead of time if that happens. We'll do the same thing here on Splash Live, Civic Center TV, if we have to, at 89.3 Lakes FM. One other part of the event I want to mention very briefly, because this is very important also. The event is sponsored by Bright Behavior Therapy, National Flag Football, and Henry Ford Health Go Health Urgent Care. You just talk about the role and the importance of support from sponsors to make events like this happen. Let's highlight and give them the appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely. So this event is completely free. There are certainly a lot of costs involved with hosting a large free event. So our sponsors, along with our event partner, the library, they really help us kind of divide and conquer and make it so that we can offer these free events to the community. Our sponsors will be on site, so please stop by their tables, thank them for their support. A lot of our community events just wouldn't be possible without that business support that we receive.
Absolutely. And then, like you said, on top of the sponsors, we have local organizations, the Optimus Club that will be participating, West Bloomfield Public Township Library, obviously they're being a great help. But like you said, we want to highlight the sponsors who are definitely making this possible and making it a free event with all things that are involved that cost. So thank you again to Bright Behavior Therapy, National Flag Football, Henry Ford Health, Go Health, Urgent Care also. Last thing before we get out of here, or, unless I come up with another question, just any other important information that we should know about regarding this event or just other events when it comes to West Bloomfield Parks, Megan?
Yeah, so I would just recommend that people put these dates on their calendar for the Kids Commotion Concert Series. We try to offer both evening and daytime opportunities, and that's for different, parents have lots of different work schedules, so we try to offer a variety of times just so that as many people as possible can take advantage. So our first concert that's on May 16th is from 5 to 7. Our second concert, which is on June 20th, is from 10 a.m. to noon. And then our third concert is on August 22nd, again from 10 a.m. to noon.
Nice. Okay, and I got to highlight this too. I want to make sure my notes are correct. The first act for the May 16th concert is the Funny Dumplings. Is that correct?
That's correct, yep. We've had them at the park before, and they are always a fan favorite, so we're very happy to welcome them back.
Oh, Megan, I can't wait. I got a song in my heart. So much to learn about. It'll make you want to shout.
Maybe we can have you do one of our Kids Commotion.
Hey, don't get me started. I'll come up there in a Blippi outfit. Shout out to my new parents. They know about Blippi. But thank you again, Megan. So much information about the Kids Commotion Concert Series at WB Parks on the Splash Live right now. Thanking her for telling us all about it. Marketing and Communications Manager, Megan Tahago. Thank you so much for the information.
Thanks, Kevin. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You too. Have a better one. You want to find out more information about what's going on at WB Park, specifically the Kids Commotion Concert Series, I should say, go to WBParks.org and just check out everything they have going on. That's going to be pretty entertaining, Tyler. Hopefully we just get perfect weather. No rain, no clouds, nothing. I think that'd be great for the kids.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun for them out at that event every single year. They have concerts for several weeks during the season for the kids, and then they got the adult concerts later on, which are also in many cases good for the kids also. It's in a beautiful facility there on the hill over at Marshbank Park. Plenty of fun to have with your kids. Get all that energy out both before and during the concert. Then, hey, go back home, have a nice, enjoyable evening for the parents as well. More information, as always, on WBParks.org, and we'll keep you updated with any information on the Kids Commotion, Marshbank Music, and any other music series coming up in West Bloomfield and across our 4 communities. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Plenty more to get to. We'll take a quick break and come back with more. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
It's that time of year, Lakers. Gather around to honor our community's volunteers at the 52nd Annual Michigan Week Award.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Kevin McIntosh, and thank you for joining us. Encourage you to keep up to date with us each and every day on civiccentertv.com, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. Kevin, so much information we're providing every single day about ways that people can get involved in our community. That's coming up on one of the busiest days of the year in Greater West Bloomfield, Memorial Day in Keego Harbor. The Memorial Day Parade is back this year. There's a little bit of a question there for a little while about whether or not Memorial Day would have a parade in Keego Harbor, but that is going to happen. We are actively working with Keego Harbor Parks and Rec and with the city to get prepared for that, but the people of Keego Harbor in the heart of the lakes can get involved as well. They are looking for volunteers, particularly to help them with traffic control, helping the police department close down roads and coordinate those closures so that the parade can move smoothly through the heart of Keego Harbor, that same route going from north to south on Cass Lake Road toward Orchard Lake Road this year. Volunteers are needed. You can sign up as we speak and learn more information either on keegoharbor.org or on Facebook at KH Parks. In addition, Kevin, they can also sign up to be part of the Memorial Day Parade. They're looking for people to join in on the floats as well and different displays for Memorial Day, and that still is open through, I believe, May 13th, if I look at this form correct. Yes, May 13th is the last day to register. So you got a little bit until next week, Monday. One more week to register to participate in the Keego Harbor Parade. But volunteers are needed all the way up and until the day of the event. Again, all that information on KH Parks on Facebook and on keegoharbor.org. A great way, Kevin, for people to get involved as we recognize our fallen veterans.
Yeah, man. Continuously putting out opportunities for people to make a difference within their community. You know, they're calling for residents to help out. So please give a hand if you have a hand, if you have time. Do things. Something very simple, like they said, closing off the streets. I mean, come on, how much time is this going to take? So I completely understand. It's a great opportunity for people to volunteer within the city and in the community, Tyler.
Kevin, also great opportunities coming up for people to learn about topics that are really important to our families, in particular to especially new parents or first-time parents. There are a lot of topics that really need to be delved into even further, and it's great to learn from experts. An opportunity for mothers in our local area to do that very soon.
Absolutely, Tyler. And this is why this is very important. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th. And as we prepare for Mother's Day, new mothers are also preparing to be new mothers. And there's great information to know about being a new mother. There's a local event here in the West Bloomfield area, breastfeeding promotion event. And it's just in time on Saturday, May 11th, here in West Bloomfield. Join the Splash Live right now to give us more information regarding this. It is Dr. Nitin Chowtai and Archana Chowtai from Palav joining us to talk about this breastfeeding event. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to talk about this event. The breastfeeding is the best start we can give to any life, and the nourishing beginning needs to happen as early as possible. And our goal is to have 100% of the babies get the breastfeeding started as soon as they are born, soon as they are ready to take their first morsel, they should get the breastfeeding. And we are going to talk about importance of breastfeeding, the benefits of breastfeeding to the family, the mother, the baby, and the entire society. And it has got a lot of good things, including how to manage the breastfeeding while working, and other important issues that are important to the family. It is going to start at 11 o'clock, and it will go until 1 o'clock, but after 12 o'clock, it is more of question answer session, and
Gotcha.
box lunch is provided. And
Okay.
we are excited to welcome the community, and we have a RSVP link, but we don't have to have RSVP. We all are welcome. We are interested in getting the word out and do more such events all around Metro Detroit area to increase the percentage of babies breastfeeding. And I'll let Archana talk a little bit more because she's the one woman who has
Correct.
breastfed and
Right.
has promoted this event significantly.
So thank you, Kevin, for the opportunity. This has been a pet project for me as a mother, and I have two babies myself, and they are now 25, so they are no longer babies. But
Okay.
I
Yeah.
see the
Big
next
babies.
gen coming in, and I think even before the baby is born, I think the mother is the most important thing. We have to think about her nutrition, not after the baby is born, but way before she
Correct.
is ready to be a mother. And so this breastfeeding initiative is not just for the baby, but for the well-being of the mother as a whole. And I think there are many questions for expectant moms, new moms, and moms to be. From what should I be, how the nourishment for the mother should be, to how my baby is not sleeping, or I had only 2 hours of sleep. How can I
Right.
manage this? So it's basically a support group that we are trying to get on board. We have a OBGYN, we have a pediatrician, we have a lactation consultant,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we have a person with alternative uh, medicine and procedures, like who can help. And this is a support group we will be having ongoing for the mothers, so they can reach out to us even after the webinar if they have questions, and this will be an ongoing session.
Absolutely. And I thank you so much for your time. You both pretty much answered a lot of the questions that I already had. The importance of breastfeeding, the nutrients, the difference that it makes, the support behind it, the type of people that you will have at your event to help advocate for it. You answered a lot of it. So I do appreciate it. And I really appreciate your perspective also, Archana, because being a mother, it's very important for you to speak on advocating for something like this, especially as we approach Mother's Day, and especially for new mothers also. So just real briefly again, can you just tell us, Archana, well, I just want you to just tell us in general, why did you all select the West Bloomfield community to bring this event to? Why do you feel like the mothers in this community should be learning about the benefits of breastfeeding?
Because one thing I realized is, we always think that the percentages in Michigan for breast, we actually did a survey and we went through the data from the Michigan government website. And we realized that not only the mothers in Detroit, like we thought about the educated mothers versus the urban mothers. And we thought that there was the percentage of the mothers in West Bloomfield, though we see that they have all the privileges and everything, the percentage is very low as compared to it should be. So it's a choice that people are making not to breastfeed, which was a real alarming thing for me as a mother. That I think every mother should make that choice, not only for the baby but for herself too, because
Correct.
It's a very important factor in the brain development of the child, whether and
Absolutely.
we have it at our tips of our hand. That's what mother is always available to breastfeed the baby.
That is
So
correct.
if we can make that difference, it would make a big difference in the brain development and the well-being of the child.
Okay, thank you. I'm so glad you said that. Trust me, as someone who watched my girlfriend kind of prepare, and the exhaustion that it took for her to break, it went through a lot. So that kind of brings me to Dr. Chowtai. I want to ask you, from a man and a father's perspective, we aren't the ones doing the breastfeeding. What can we do to advocate, support, and help our wives, our girlfriends, our spouses, and during these times when they are breastfeeding? What can we do?
So, the most critical part for the man to do is participate in the baby's care. Okay, when I was a young father, we did not have the one of the best things that is now available to young fathers, which is
Yes.
called skin to skin care. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
nobody promoted skin to skin care when the breastfeeding. My wife was Archana was breastfeeding our kids, and
Mhm.
I would have loved to do that, and that takes the edge off the exhaustion. You need to be
Mm.
part and parcel of the caregiving team. You need to hold the baby on your chest, skin to skin. You know
Right.
what that does? As a doctor, I can tell you that secretes a substance in your brain called oxytocin. You know what is
Mm.
oxytocin? Oxytocin is an endorphin. It is
Yeah.
like doing the exercise or gym. That endorphin is secreted that makes you feel good. That is the substance that gets secreted in the man's and woman's body, and that helps women counter if they do skin to skin. That helps women counter the postnatal depression, and the men
Mm.
counter when they men do it. That actually gives women the rest that they deserve. One more
Ah.
thing that you need to do to your girlfriend is feed them good, have them eat at least 400 extra calories,
Oh, okay.
have
Okay.
them uh, continue eating their prenatal vitamins.
Okay.
So
Yes.
these are the
True.
things that you can do. Pamper your girlfriend so that she will feel good about breastfeeding. That's what we
Absolutely.
did.
Absolutely.
Ice cream works the best.
Yes. Thank you.
So
Thank you
that
so
is
much. No,
that
no,
jokes apart, but a man can do a lot more to promote the mental health of a woman who is breastfeeding and the physical health. That
right.
will be good for not only the baby but the entire society. Because the one of the critical thing that happens when the breastfeeding happens is mother baby bond.
Right.
Okay, that mother baby bond lasts for the lifetime, and that brings the biggest thing of the modern era, connection between the baby and mom. If it is going to last for the lifetime, what else you want? I think that is the
Absolutely.
biggest advantage of
Absolutely. And we
breastfeeding.
appreciate you all joining the Splash Live. I hate to cut it short, but we got to kind of wrap up. But thank you all both. You gave a lot of great, insightful information. Very quickly, just tell people about the event and how they can find out more about it.
So the event is going to be at between 11 to 1 at West Bloomfield Town Hall, and a lot of dignitaries are coming, but mostly a lot of mothers should come
Right.
and take advantage of this beautiful event. And it is between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and a box lunch is provided.
All
And
right.
we all are welcome regardless of RSVP.
Absolutely.
But there is a RSVP link available on Facebook page for Palo. If you can look up Palo, Palo.org, which is a non-profit organization to
Right.
decrease the newborn mortality across the developing world. You will find that RSVP link there.
Absolutely. And thank you again so much for your time telling us more about the breastfeeding promotion event, Nourishing Beginnings, promoting breastfeeding, Saturday, May 11th in West Bloomfield. Dr. Chow Tai and Archana, thank you so much again for your time. We appreciate it. And Tyler, we love to tell our community about this great event going on, especially as we approach Mother's Day, because it's good for the women in West Bloomfield. And they've done their research to know about resources like this.
Yes, they have, and it's good to have expert resources on this that you can ask questions about this topic too, because for some people it's an uncomfortable topic. They don't want to talk about it necessarily within their own couple, even or with their co-parent, or even with their own primary care doctor if they're confused about it. And these are the kinds of things that are really important for young parents, especially mothers, to understand, and they can learn from some experts here in our community. On other fronts here coming up in the next week or so. Next week, Monday, is an important day in Sylvan Lake. Each month, our veterans get together for a coffee meetup and some conversation with veterans, not only in Sylvan Lake, but throughout the lakes area and around southeastern Michigan. That event this month will be happening on Monday, May 13th, 10 a.m. at the Grill in Sylvan Lake. That's off of Orchard Lake Road, just north of Middle Belt. Not only will you have great coffee and great conversation and some friendly people there, but scratch bread and fruit is also provided from Vicky Kirker and the team on the house over at the Grill in Orchard Lake. This is a great event. It's been going on for really right around a year in Sylvan Lake. So much great response from them. They've had some events where they've brought in people from across other communities as well. So Kevin, just want to let people know that there are veterans in their life that they want to get together with some other veterans, share some stories, meet some new friends. Great opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and a safe space for them too. We always are going to advocate and support for those who fought for this country and made our freedoms possible. So yes, the veterans, they deserve this space, and we deserve to promote it and let them know that these are available. So absolutely, any and everything that they need, happy to promote it.
SylvanLake.org is the place to go for more information. Or if you're on Facebook, join the Sylvan Lake What's Going On Facebook group for even more information. Get in contact with Kelly Kraus to RSVP for your spot. It's not entirely necessary, but it helps them understand how much coffee and all the other goodies that they got to get together, how much do they need for an event like that. Plenty more going on across our 4 communities. All throughout the week, we'll have more news and information for you each and every day. So stay with us on CivicCenterTV.com, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. For our entire crew, Jake Schaff, Anthony Juba, Calvin Brown, I'm Tyler Keefe, alongside Kevin McIntosh, thanking you for tuning in to The Splash Live.